Yeah, I know, but that's for that camera, for the commentator. So this is for this camera. Yes, we have audio. Clean, sweet. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, listen. And yeah, I didn't realize this before, and I'm just realizing it now. They can hear every word we say here, if that camera is on. All right? So,
All right, so this is day number 3, the final day of these IASAS championships for touch and rugby. Here at the Taipei American School, we've seen 2 amazing days of fantastic rugby here, and we expect more of the same today as ISM will kick off this morning against ISB. And we have ISB sitting with 2 wins and, ISM with 2 wins and 2 losses. ISB with the same record. Both these teams on 6 points here. Now, this game actually doesn't have many consequences as that went down a little bit. All right, is that going to be is that the white knob or the green knobs? Which one is this? Hold on. Just figuring out which wire this is. Hold on a second.
Good morning, everyone. As we get ready.
All right, how about that? Does that sound good? I've turned down the white one.
We kick off in 5
Okay, sounds good.
with the final pool matches, round robin matches between the ISM Bearcats as the home team in the light strip and the ISB Panthers in the dark strip as the guests.
If you're ready to go with the live stream, I can start talking right now. I've got plenty of stuff to debrief. That way, at least we can test to see if it's working. Hey, Toby, how's it going? Toby? Toby? right, welcome visitors from near and far. We are on day 3 of these IASAS championships here at the Taipei American School. We have had great games so far in both the rugby side, the boys side, and the girls touch side. We have up right now, we have a game kicking off this day 3 between ISM and ISB. Both teams are going into this game with 2 wins and 2 losses, a total of 6 points. However, these games this morning for the boys, all 3 games are somewhat inconsequential as it relates to how they're going to finish. These 2 teams have secured a spot in the meter line as they've just done there. You can kick it out to touch. And a nice good run there. And there's Nicola. He scored several tries and a slip there by ISM. Can they catch him? Harvey's on him. But again, Harvey slips, tries as a heel tap. And Zane, again, also another heel tap. And Nicola, another try for ISB off the board in just over a minute. That is Nicola's, I believe that is his 6th try of the tournament, first of today, and he scores under the posts, which should make it very, very easy for number 34, James, to make this conversion. So my correction, not quite under the posts, but we have a really, really calm day today. It's 19 degrees Celsius. Unfortunately, pulls it a little bit left, not converted, but there's no wind today, so it shouldn't be a factor in the kicking game. There was a bit of sprinkling earlier today, so the ball and field may be a little bit slick. And I think we're going to have that all day long. It's threatening showers or sprinkles, and so that could pose a bit of difficulty with ball handling. But a nice high kick there. That's going to be contested by ISB. But no, ISM, great take there. A nice little offload on the left-hand side. They've got some numbers. Pass is slightly behind his winger, but it is knocked backwards. Can't quite handle it. And again, ISB regains it. So unfortunately, ISM could not get control of that ball. And ISB gets the ball inside the 22-meter line, and they are charging forward. ISM, a really good aggression here. And again, ball in hand there, James. He needs to get rid of that ball. He does like to get that ball and carry it a little bit, but if he was to get that ball out a little bit quicker out to the wingers, he might be able to overlap, or his wingers will have a little bit more space. And they have plenty of speed there. So that's a not releasing. They must release the ball, and they're holding on to the ball, especially when ISM is jackling for it right there. So really good job there. Harvey's going to take this kick, and I think it looks like he's going to opt to kick for touch. Hopefully he can find the touch line and advance the ball up the field. Now they will get that ball back again. So anytime there's a penalty, you have the option of taking a kick for touch, which means it'll be your line out. You can scrum, or you can tap it and just continue play. And they've opted for the line out. The lineouts from all the teams here have been a little bit of a mixed bag. Nobody has shown clear dominance in the lineout game. There have been some errors on all sides, so it is very much up for grabs. These lineouts. ISM gets set, and there it is. Good clean line out there by ISM. Quick ball out, and let's see if they use the kicking game. A little overlap there, unfortunately. Missed pass. Gability with a great tackle on Harvey, and a great shackling there by ISB. But again, he did not release the tackler, so he did not allow for a release of that tackler. The tackler did not release the player. And so, again, another penalty. Harvey's going to try to kick it downfield again, find touch, advance the ball, and go for another line out. And if their line out is on like it was just moments ago, great kick there. It's probably as good as you can get from that position. It's going to be ISM a line out. Again, if you're just joining us, it is ISB 5, ISM 0, 1 try to nothing. And it is ISM's line out. They are wearing the gold and green hooped jerseys, and ISB is in all black. Another good clean line out there from ISM, so they've certainly been putting some work into it. And a nice big quick ball through the middle, darting through the middle, but met by ISM, but still gaining some valuable meters, putting ISB on their back foot, and again, plowing through the middle. They're going to try to draw on those defenders. Over to Zane. Zane gets it now. He's got it, taken into contact. Drop ball, but went backwards. They're still going to keep possession. They get 3-on-2 right there. Try to grubber kick all the way through. Can he pick it up? Again, another creative play by Harvey. They're trying to keep the ball alive, and tackled onto the track. And it looks like that's going to be a double knock-on. And it's going to be ISB's put in at the scrum. All right, so there's a few options here for ISB. They may opt to keep the ball in hand and run it out. They do have plenty of speed, but ISM's defense has been formidable this entire tournament. So James, the fly half there, he might opt to kick for touch, get the ball down the field, and at least alleviate some of that defensive pressure that ISM is surely going to put on them. Now, there is no opposing scrum half there at the Rock, so they could go blindside if they wanted to, but they don't. So again, yeah, James is going to torpedo kick that down, alleviate some of the pressure. And these are sometimes tough balls to receive, but he's got it there. He's got numbers on the right. A nice pass there. Can he break through, change direction? Another good tackle by ISB. Jackling for the ball is James. He's going to get that. He's going to steal. He's going to go blindside, and he's going to have Zane to contend with. That fend arm has really been a useful tactic for James number 34. He's got really long arms, and getting to his hips, getting to those legs that are the engine of any runner is really difficult to get. He's used it effectively throughout this tournament, but unfortunately a knock-on by ISB leads to an ISM scrum. Now they do have the blind side here open. All the defenders are on the left side or right side of the field, depending on which way you're looking. And so if their scrum half does not, if the ISB scrum half does not wheel around the side, that could give an opportunity for the ISM scrum half to just run that blind side unabated, and it'll be a race between the scrum half and the fly half to that line. But we'll see what happens with the ISB scrum half. If he does not wheel around, the ISM scrum half may see that opportunity to take it blindside. If not, they'll send it out to the back. So yeah, ISB wheeling around. They're going to go out to where the numbers are. And that's a nice little quick pass there, a little pop pass. And again, breaking through the middle, another offload back to him. It's going to be a knock-on, though, however. But there will be a penalty, actually. So there's a penalty here, and it looks like he's reaching for his pocket. Could be, no, just adjusting his pocket. I thought possibly there could have been a yellow card. Anytime you see a ref go for the pocket, you always think a card is going to be coming out, but maybe he was just adjusting. All right, so they're going to opt for a tap and go here. That's one of the options you can do on a penalty. Great tackle there. Excellent. A team tackle, and they're going to try to get through there. Running to where your support is really important. Now, ISB is going to try to hold them up. They don't do it. They're going to have to clear that. That's illegal. You cannot do that. And ISM is going to take the quick tap, find the gap, and they are through for a try. And quick thinking there. And that is the advantage of taking the little quick tap after that penalty. And that was scored. That was scored by number 23, Martin. Now, ISM could go ahead here with a conversion. Again, there is no wind. He's kicking from the right side a little bit, but he is right-footed, and depending on what he favors, this should be a relatively straightforward kick, which, unfortunately, which is the case sometimes, some tired legs do play into it. It is 5-5, 2 tries in total for the game, 1 apiece for each ISB and ISM, but neither of them converted. 5-5 is the score with 5 minutes left in this first half. A nice good high kick. ISM might be able to contend with it, but a great take there by Joshua from ISB. Secured well. And again, they're going to try to... So some of the tactics that you can use, especially when you do have the ball, is getting a couple phases where you basically give it to your forwards. They're going to try to break through that gain line and draw the opposing defenders in. And so the more times they can do that, if they can do it quickly, they can keep getting some meters, and that's going to draw more defenders in, which leaves more space on the wings to attack. And so you'll see a lot of teams do that. They might do 2 or 3 phases where they give it quick ball out to the forwards, try to break through that line, and then quick ball out to the wings and let their speedsters do what they do best. So penalty against ISM, and ISB have kicked for touch. They should get the line out just outside the 10-meter line of their own half. Again, ISM putting on a great display of defensive prowess here. Both teams very evenly matched. It should set up a great bronze medal game this afternoon, as they will see each other later today. Now, the This will be ISB's first line out, and stolen by ISM. So ISM really dominating the line out, so they might want to use that to their advantage going forward. Anytime there's a penalty, they're going to want to kick for touch and win that. Little slow ball out there from Harvey, but again, kick through, and it's going to be a race now. Gabe Melody retrieves it, and they might try to pull him out of bounds, and smart play there by ISM to push ISB back in their zone, deep in their, close to their try line. And although Gabe, who's very, very quick, receives it, the ISM defense just jumps and pounced all over him, brought him out of bounds, which means it's going to be ISM lineout. Now, the ISM lineout has been working very, very well today. They've stolen one and secured two of them, so they are 3 for 3 for lineouts, and we'll see if they can keep that going. And again, that's 4 for 4. Excellent line out and a quick ball out there. Good, nice overlap by Harvey. Cuts inside, stiff arm, and he goes back the other way, looking for numbers, holding the ball in hand, tries to offload, but again, maybe a little bit too slow, but he's got it, and they could go through. And it looks like it is held up. Great defensive play there by ISB. We'll see what the officials say. It looked like the initial call was it held up, but he's going to confer with the official to make sure that it was not a try. So no try. It was knocked on, they're saying. They're saying it's knocked on by ISM. It should be ISB's scrum. And that'll be a 5-meter scrum. It will not be a 5-meter scrum because it was a knock-on in the beyond the try line. It'll be a goal line dropout. A goal line dropout. So he's going to be a drop kick, and he's going to try to send it as deep as he possibly can, which he does. Excellent kicker of the ball. And again, so they get it just less than half field. Again, ball out. Using that width very, really well. We're using the speed. ISM looks like in complete control right now. They're playing very well defensively. We just hope that they can maintain this, especially for the next matches. It's one thing to win this game, but the one that really matters is the one that's happening this afternoon. But maybe they're working out what formula works against ISB, what actually works, and if they can repeat it, then they should find some success. And again, penalty, they're not really releasing. A nice little pop pass there. They're going to score in the corner. Again, that small little delay by Harvey just to freeze that defender and then pop it over to the winger secures another try for ISM. So it is 10-5 going into this first half. Going into the second half, completing this first half. It's been pretty even so far. ISB, I would say, had the edge in the first 5-6 minutes, but it has been all ISM this second portion of the first half here. A difficult kick here. And as you can tell, yeah, it's very difficult. On line, but a little bit low. And ISM will draw the first half to a close. It is 10-5, 2 tries to 1, 2 unconverted tries to 1 unconverted try for ISM. We'll see you in a few minutes, folks. But again, this is the 2026 Rugby and Touch Championships for IASAS here at the Taipei American School. Conditions are fantastic. The boys are up for it, the girls are up for it, and it should be a great day of competing for day 3 of these IASAS championships. to 5. And ISB is going to, nice high kick. That's going to be contended there. They could win that ball back if they do it right, which they do. Nope, ISM gets it. And a nice pass there, but they do have speed to burn. And tackled onto the track. All right, so that's going to be a good run there by ISM. Hopefully their player is okay. These two teams are going to meet each other in the bronze medal game this afternoon. So despite the score today is inconsequential in terms of the way they finish. But I think with just maybe it may have consequences with the tone that they set for this next game they play later on. ISM may want to just show them that they can beat ISB, maybe give ISB a little bit of doubt going into that other game and give ISM a little bit of confidence. And again, holding on, again, that relentless defense from ISM and that quick tap by Harvey, they're going to be offside there. That should be another penalty, but they did not retreat 10 meters as they should have. But referee's going to play on. ISM trying to break through that solid defense there by ISB. And again, quick ball out there, and they're going to score in the corner. So another try there to ISM. And I'm not... And that is number 13 who scored that. That was George. It is difficult to see from my vantage point who the numbers are when they score, but that was George from ISM scoring unconverted. Oh, no. They still have a conversion attempt here. That was a really well-struck kick. Can he get it through? Yes, he does. A really tough kick. Probably the best kick we've seen this entire tournament. A great conversion from the corner, making it 17-5. So ISB down by 2 converted tries, essentially, and a nice big kick there that should be contended well by Joshua. Yes, he does. So ISM's got to clear out unless they want to get penalized. All right, I guess. I'm not sure what the call was there, but it is a straight arm penalty. ISM will have 3 options whether to take kick to the lineout, which has been working for them very, very well. That lineout has been successful. They've been 3 for 3 for their own lineout, and they were able to steal one of ISB's lineouts here. So this looks really promising for ISM going into the bronze medal match. But again, beating a team twice in the same day is really, really difficult. ISM might go into this next game with maybe be overconfident, whereas ISB might have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder going into this game. They're not going to want to be beaten twice, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens in this bronze medal game this afternoon. But line out to ISM, they may opt to get this and maybe form a maul. Now they're so close. No, they're going to try to get out to the back line if they can, or scrape through. Nice offload to Zane. And well-secured ruck there. And they're going to get quick ball out to the outside. They got some space. They got some numbers. They got some speed. They got 2 guys out there. 1 quick pass there. A nice little line break. And again, in for his second try of the game. That is KG for his second try of the game. Excellent. He is pumped up. He is ready to go. This should really give ISM some confidence. Now, whether or not they are dominating because they're playing well and ISB just know that this is an inconsequential match for them. Maybe they're trying to just save the bodies for this afternoon, but this is really good for ISM right now. But again, it really does set the stage for an incredible bronze medal match. ISB has been very strong. I know they were going for gold. They are defending champions. They won it last year against IASAS at ISB. And I think they're disappointed to be in that bronze medal match after they lost the game against TAS, a pivotal game against TAS yesterday, who is actually 4-0, the only undefeated team here at these Rugby IASAS championships. So it's going to be ISM's scrum and middle of the field. So they're going to opt to have, sometimes you can split 2 and 2. You can go 1-on-1 on each side and a couple stacked behind the scrum to not really give away what your plan is going to be. That is going to force ISB to also pull more toward the scrum, so they can go left or right depending on what ISM do. But ISM have opted for 2 on the left, 2 on the right. I imagine Harvey is going to be going from the left to the right, overloading one side. Or they could keep it on the left. And okay. So what some teams do, so we've got George and Harvey there waiting in the backfield. Oftentimes in a scrum situation in the middle of the field, one of the two will either will go to the other side. So one will swing over to create an overlap, whether it's George going to the left or Harvey going to the right. That's usually what happens. But at the ISB, yeah, they stole that one. So there you go. So ISM isn't going to be able to do their play, but Nicola, great run there, and of course ISM there for the jackal. Phenomenal ball again. So even though ISB gets that break, they didn't have anybody securing the ball and supporting the runner. But I guess they weren't expecting to win that scrum either, so they were in a defensive line positioning. And Nicola ran very well up there, but unfortunately nobody there to support. He has to release the ball once he gets tackled, and that's why it's so important to have those chasing runners, running in pods, running in pairs. So there's someone there to secure the ruck and secure the ball and advance the ball up the field. So Harvey, again, he's going to kick for touch, and they have done very well with their lineouts today. They have been flawless. And they're going to put pressure again on ISB. It's always advantageous to play in the other team's half, making it difficult for them to break out of their own half and score against you. And so that's what ISM seems to be doing this whole game. They want to play in ISB's half the entire time and have them do the same. All right, so line out here for ISM, which has been flawless so far. They've really worked well over the course of the last few days. It wasn't on the first day, and that's their first error right now. It wasn't straight, but it went a little bit to the left. It's bound to happen at this level, but they were pretty much flawless up until then. Nicola, great move there, breaking one tackle, but again, no support. Tries to offload it, and it's going to be ISB's advantage. It was a knock-on by ISM, but ISB get it. Now they're securing the ball. They've got some numbers. Referee ensuring that ISM maintain that defensive line. Great one-up tackle there, but still a little bit of a gain past the gain line and diving in. All right, so diving in, you can't do that. You can't seal it off like that. And ISB again, quick ball out, trying to break, but another great tackle, driving him back, putting ISB on their back foot. And again, that is a really good thing to do, because then the defense is going back. They can't secure the ball well enough, and you've got numbers behind you. So ISM doing a really good job counter-rucking there. Quick ball out there. And it's over to Timotei, the sophomore, and no advantage played. So it's going to be a straight-arm penalty for ISB. Now they can opt, again, to call for a scrum, to kick it out to touch to get their own line out, assuming they find touch, or opt for a tap and go, and it looks like they're going to go for the line out. The good part about this is that you can progress the ball up the field just by kicking it, and then you get a line out you get that possession again. So line out for ISB inside the ISM 22-meter line. ISM is up 24-5. They have a handsome lead right now. But again, this game inconsequential in terms of placings because they will both meet each other later on this afternoon in the bronze medal match. But this could be more of a mental game. If ISM can come up on top and show dominance here, that they can actually beat ISB, then they're going to feel good going into that bronze medal match. ISB, if they know they haven't put their full effort in, or maybe they feel like they have got an axe to grind this afternoon, they might have the added motivation to make this bronze medal match an epic tilt. So we'll see what happens here. Nice little line out there. Good. That is straight. That is legal. There you go. Ball out, and he finds a big gap. Joshua finds the gap right through the middle, and that is the advantage of carrying the ball with two hands. And once you tuck that ball under your arm, the defense knows that you're going to run, and so it's really easy for the defender to make that easy decision that I'm going to go make that tackle. But once you carry that ball in two hands, you are going to be putting the defense in two minds because you have the option to carry and also the option to pass, and that's exactly what he did. He froze that defender, not knowing what he was going to do because he had to stay with his man. But Joshua found a way to just make through that gap and score. So, unfortunately, an unconverted try there. He is limping a little bit. He seems to be struggling with his leg there. But it's 24-10 in favor of ISM. But a score there by ISB has given them a little bit of momentum going in. They've got a bunch of their subs in right now. And so maybe they may be resting their team for this afternoon's bronze medal game. That is the one that really matters in the scheme of things. And smart play there. Yeah, so Martin decided it was a little bit too messy to pick up. If you try to pick it up and knock it on, it's going to be ISM's scrum. He kicks it out. It's going to be ISB's line out, and based on how ISM's lineout has been going, they've been able to steal one of ISB's lineouts earlier today. They might be able to try to do the same thing again. So smart play there by Martin. And now ball out again. They've got numbers on the outside, slightly behind. So Nicola lost a little momentum, but it is getting out there. Timothy should be able to retrieve that. But no, ISM get it, and they now have possession of the ball. Good support there by ISB, but ISM continue with the ball, driving towards midfield. ISB's up to the task. ISM securing that ruck really, really well. And now they're up again, trying to break through, but up to the challenge is ISB. But ISM making some meters past the gain line and pushed back there. They've got some numbers here, maybe a little overlap, a little scoop over the top. And there's Martin. And offload there before he goes out of bounds. And that is a penalty against ISB. That's a high tackle penalty, so that means that ISM is going to get a penalty. Now, kicking for touch here, being so close to the line, probably isn't the best idea because you can't really advance the ball that much. They may opt for just keeping the ball in hand, tapping and going, and as they do, there you go. So he's going to try to break through here. Good tackle. Nice offload. That's a one-on-one tackle there. A little scuffle after the play, but you know what? They're all friends afterwards. And a nice ball out there, clicking through the gap. Can he make it through? He breaks one tackle. Oh, great tackle there by Joshua, preventing him from getting the ball out to the wingers. And that's where their speed is, and that's where they had numbers. They were overlapping on that right side, ISM was, and ISB did not have enough guys to cover. However, again, another penalty conceded by ISB. That has been a struggle for them this entire tournament. They've conceded many, many meters in every single game they've played, just with some undisciplined play, some mental errors that have been causing some issues with penalties. Now, that was a knock-on from ISM. Unfortunately, they can no longer keep possession of it. It's going to be ISB's ball inside the 5-meter line. Now, again, ISB being so deep in their zone and being kind of constricted there with the goalposts, they might opt to kick the ball, but they ISM have a player deep playing in the middle. Very, very smart play. He's not favoring one side or the other. ISB is going to have to pick a spot and try to either get it out to touch or find some part of grass to knock that ball down, but they have to rely on their chase. They're going to keep ball in hand, so very good. So they've gone with the unpredictable manner, and look, it has worked for them now. It's going to be a one-on-one here, and Joshua with that stiff arm, again, he's worked very well. The offload doesn't quite hit the mark, but again, great meters. He would have probably done, he couldn't have done any better with a kick, I don't think. He did a great option there just to run it out. And it is going to be a penalty. So number 6, Augustus and Martinez, just having a word here. Maybe they're just, hopefully they're not talking politics at this point. There's no room for politics in the game of rugby, but maybe they're talking about the game. But they certainly were disagreeing on something. But they are going to keep it clean. They want to keep level heads. They are going to meet each other again this afternoon, and they certainly don't want to have any chips on their shoulder going in there. They want to be able to compete at the best level they possibly can, maintaining the highest level of sportsmanship, because that is actually what rugby is all about. And so that is one of the beauties. You can tackle each other and create physical discomfort and pain for the other team, but at the end of the game, you shake hands, you hug, and you congratulate the other team for a battle well fought. So some nice little run there by Timothée, the sophomore. And they secure the ball. ISM, a good solid defensive line there. They're making sure they're disciplined and making sure they're behind the backmost foot of their ruck. And again, a good drive there, keeping those legs moving whenever they make contact. It really prevents those ISB runners from moving forward. All right, ball out there. They've got some speed out here with Nicola. He scored, unfortunately. He gets hit. Nicola takes exception to that. It's a fair tackle. He did knock it on. And that is the end of the game. So ISM up 24-10. They win this game. It does not change their standings, but it does put them at 3 wins and 2 losses. ISB 2 wins and 3 losses after round robin play, but again, inconsequential in terms of their placings overall. They will meet each other again. They're hugging it out. See, this is the best part about rugby, is that after the game, even though they've been competing hard and tackling hard and banging into each other, they actually, they're friends at the end of the game because they know they've given it their all, and that's exactly what the sport is all about and why so many people are drawn to it. So again, the bronze medal match this afternoon is going to be held at 3:15. So 3:15. For ISB and ISM, they'll meet each other this afternoon. ISM get the upper hand going into that game, but again, it doesn't matter. Everything comes down to that game this afternoon, and we will see what happens. It should be an exciting game. Up next is going to be SAS versus GIS in just a few moments. Stay tuned. and pulled out of bounds. Okay, so advantage played to SAS, and they're going to keep. It's going to be just as a line out. Just did a good job there of just taking them out of bounds after the knock on from the kickoff. All right, stolen line out there by SAS. A little sloppy pass there, but it looked like it went backwards. Great one-up tackle there, trying to secure that ruck is just ball in hand there. Get it out to the wings there, and of course the fend from SAS, trying to make those valuable meters as they get through, just trying to contest, but they're going to be back on, stay onside. A nice big run there by number 33. He's been doing that all weekend. And they're going back to a penalty for SAS. The SAS may opt for a quick tap while just is getting set. And that is the first try. So due to the quick tap and a try in the corner for SAS to open up the scoring, it is 5-0 for SAS. SAS is on the home side of the scoreboard, and they are wearing the white and red hooped jerseys. And GIS is on the guest side of the scoreboard wearing the royal blue. A difficult kick here. Let's see if he can convert. Nice, good, solid kick. Does he make it through? Unfortunately, just shy of the mark. And they will kick off again. Hopefully, just can take this cleanly. Last time, those high, short kicks that SAS are so good at, they tend to compete for it really, really well and put a lot of pressure on the receiver. And again, knocked back there by SAS. Picked up by number 9. A nice pass there, knocked on by SAS, and a big tackle there. So it's going to be a knock on, and that's going to mean a GIS scrum just on their side of the halfway line. So where GIS has had some success over the last couple days is in their kicking game, believe it or not. So ball in hand has been difficult. They haven't been able to build those phases where they get into contact, they go to ground, they secure the rock and get that ball back out again, and to repeat that as they progress the ball down the field. Where they have found success is kicking the ball behind the defensive line, chasing, and then either putting the defense on extreme pressure, using their defensive prowess to do that. And look, they're going to do that again. So they're kicking to space. They're relying on a big chase. They're going to put some pressure on SAS, at least gain some meters just by putting them there. So now they've advanced the ball. They don't have the ball, though, but they can hopefully compete for it at the ruck. And that's going to be, unfortunately, I'm not sure what that call was, but it is SAS ball. They're going to try to kick for touch. I don't think he will find the mark. Oof. Okay, so, just on those kind of opportunities there, anytime there's a penalty, you really do have to act quickly, right? The defensive line have to retreat 10 meters, but if you know the other team is going to go for a line out, you really do have to make sure that you get someone on that line. That was a great kick by SAS, but it did land inbounds. That was a catchable catchable kick, and hopefully SAS will take advantage of it. So something to learn for GIS next time around. Anytime there is a penalty, they have to act quickly to get on defense. All right, and line out there again, won by SAS. They've shifted the ball from left side to the right. Although the scoreboard says 0-0, the score is actually 5-0 for SAS. And another try scored by And let's see if he can convert here. Missed his first attempt, but it was in the corner. It was a difficult kick to make. He got good distance on it, but it was just shot. It was just wide of the mark. And again, pulling it a little bit left today. It is 10-0. 10-0 in favor of SAS. Again, SAS, if you're just joining us, they are in the white and red hooped jerseys. And GIS, the guest team, wearing the royal blue. A nice high kick there. Hopefully they can get this cleanly. Yes, they do. Hugo gets it. The sophomore from GIS. First year at GIS, coming in from South Africa. And a quick ball out there. Let's see if they keep the ball in hand. Can they do something with the ball in hand? Gets a little shove there by Hamish, number 5. But they are able to get some meters, loses the ball there, picks it up again, and he's got some speed and tries to push him out of bounds, knocks it on. It's still SAS's ball. So, and a good pass there. Hammering through, offload to the back of the hand, or the underhand. And SAS will charge in for another try. That was Sinesios will score under the post. That should make it a much easier attempt for Hamish with his conversion attempt. It is now 15-0. And there's the conversion attempt he's been looking for this morning. And again, this game, in many respects, it doesn't matter in terms of placing later on. SAS's fate has already been set. They are playing in the gold medal match. GIS is playing in the 5-6 match. However, they are going to want to keep working on those fundamentals, keep building. That's why you use these. These are almost like live scrimmages now to fine-tune some of those things that haven't been working and to continue to do the things that are working. So, nice little strip there by Hugo. Very aggressive. He missed yesterday, unfortunately, because he was on concussion protocol. They want to take a little bit of caution with him. He had a head knock in his day 1, but a great play there, a great offload. And now Jude offloading there again to Sinesios, who should score, but just showing a little bit of fire here, which is great. And that's SAS with 4 tries. Sinesios' second of the game. But again, this is a great opportunity to use these games to work out some of the kinks, to get that synchrony going between the players, get the timing going on those quick taps or the getting the ball out to the wings or the pick and goes. Like, this is a great time to do that because ultimately, win or lose, it doesn't change the placings. But it is still good to improve, use these opportunities for improvement. A nice take there by SAS, getting the ball back again. They're going to be in possession of the ball. Good take. And again, this is one of those games where SAS is looking. They've got a bunch of subs in right now. They're looking to rest their players for this afternoon's match against TAS in the final. Great. And again, we've seen that before. The importance of being able to hold that ball in 2 hands, make it look like you're about to pass, freeze the defenders, put them in 2 minds where they don't know whether they should take the ball carrier or whether they should cover the pass, and freeze them until they make a move. And, of course, opening gaps to penetrate through, which they did just there. And Jude finishing that off, the scrum half, number 9. Yeah, so Hamish, number 5 from SAS, did a great job there, just freezing the defense, keeping that gap open by holding the ball in 2 hands and making it seem as though he was ready to pass at any point. Really, really difficult to defend. All right, let's see if GIS can take this one cleanly. They do. Excellent job there. They just have to secure this ruck now, which they do. They're getting that ball out, play in hand, and hopefully kind of break through, get past that gain line, which they have done, put SAS on their back foot. but they have to secure that ruck. That should be a penalty against SAS, right? Not releasing. So penalty there. They might opt to kick for touch. We'll see how their line out works. And as long as they make the touchline, great kick. Fantastic kick by number 7. That is 17 rather. That was Sawyer with a great kick. So, just in SAS territory, they've got the line out in their favor, and all they have to do is win this line out to get possession. Hopefully they can be a little momentum here as they are down to 31-0. They're going to want to put a try on the board. Day 1, they were unable to get any ball past the try line, but yesterday they were able to score, and that was definitely a high point of yesterday's day for GIS. They're going to want to do the same thing against the formidable SAS defense. So it looks like that was a knock-on, and they're going to go with a scrum, and it's going to be GIS's feed. All right, so they've got the scrum here. They've got the ball. The ball is out. They have to get that quickly because there's going to be some pressure from SAS. SAS just knocked it on. I'm not sure if the ref saw that, but they're going to play advantage if she did see it. Get the ball out to the wings. Let's use your speed. Unfortunately, miscarried. Oliver, he's going to be mad with himself there. That was a pretty decent pass, but I think he saw the defenders. He also saw an opportunity to race down that sideline, and unfortunately, he got a little bit ahead of himself there. So, blind side wide open here. If number 17 from GIS does not wheel around the scrum, then the scrum half for SAS have a clear path to the try line on that blind side. He's not wheeling. The ball's out, but they went to it didn't come out the back, so they went to the left side. So they're going to keep it out, ball in hand, get it out to the wing, try to make that defense spread it wider and wider to create those gaps in the middle. Good counter-rucking there, slowing things down there for SAS. And a great tackle, but I think that could have been a head-on collision. That's going to be a tough one. Yeah, a little high. Anytime you go chest-to-chest with someone like that, your heads are bound to make contact. They're going to check them out to make sure they're okay. But I know number 13 was shaking his jaw there, just checking his jaw to make sure it was still there. All right, so it is SAS ball. I think they're going to check him out anyway. They've got a sub coming in. Smart play by GIS. You always want to take precautions, err on the side of caution, especially when it comes to contact with the head. And SAS happy to slow things down, happy to take their time. They're well in the lead right now. They are in command. And, of course, you see right now they are trying to preserve a lot of their players. They've got most of their subs in right now, letting them have a go, and which is good. It's getting valuable experience for them because they might need them in this final game in the finals. We know that TAS has plenty of depth. Talking to their coach yesterday, TAS coach was just saying that they feel confident every single player that's on the bench, and it's not a matter of having to get somebody in to get to play, but actually wanting to get them to play because they do contribute well to the team. And so getting these other players that normally start on the bench some valuable game time can be absolutely instrumental come this long game of attrition that is IASAS Rugby. So it's going to be SAS line out. And they've been pretty successful so far, uncontested there. And they're going to use the maul. This is a play that is right out of the playbook. Many teams have offered that or have tried that at least when you're about 10 meters out from the line and you've got a line out. Get that ball in play, start the maul, and just drive yourself over the line. But just up to the task. They stopped it. They prevented the maul, and now SAS have to get ball in hand. And they're going to drive over the line. That is number 3, Alexander. Alexander, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Alexander was out. Yes. Oh, wait. Sorry, wrong team there. Sorry, that was Charles. Charles from SAS making it over the line. I think he was out yesterday. I think he was trying to rest because he had a bit of an ankle injury as far as I remember. But he must be happy that he's back, and I'm sure the team is happy that he's back playing because they're going to need him for the final. Another attempt here, unfortunately, just short of the mark. They will have one kickoff left, and then after that, the next non-penalty whistle will result in a closure of this first half. SAS in complete control right now, 36-0 against GIS, but GIS is showing signs of improvement. They are showing signs of hope here, and again, they're just going to keep wanting to do the little things well and use this as an opportunity to develop their rugby skills, rugby knowledge, and confidence going into the 5-6 game. Not taken cleanly there by GIS, but SAS recover and darting through the middle, putting GIS on the back foot. Securing the ruck well. And again, 6 trying to make his way through. He does find the gap in between, and number 6 will dart in for yet another try. That was Meyer from SAS. So that will bring the first half to a close, and if they can convert this kick, it'll mean it is be 41-0 in favor of SAS. All right, now if you are just joining us, it is the second half about to kick off here. GIS will have possession. They're going to kick off to SAS. SAS has been in control for the majority of this match. It's 43-0. And their fates for this afternoon have already been set. GIS will be playing in the 5-6 game against ISKL, and SAS will be playing in the final against the host team TAS. So as much as this game has no influence on overall standings after round-robin play, it still means a lot to a lot of these players. They're still going to want to work out some of the kinks. SAS are resting many of their starters in anticipation of a very tough match against TAS, who were able to get the better hand of them yesterday morning with a score of 22-10. And again, SAS breaking through the GIS back line there. And again, penalty against GIS. It looks like they're going to be going for touch here. And they will find touch inside the 22-meter line, or around there. And SAS will get the line out. Their line out work has been very good so far today, and actually pretty good throughout the tournament. They've only had a couple of them stolen. But if you can work a very good line out, that means that any penalty that is given to the other team, or conceded by the other team at least, you can use those lineouts to your advantage. You can kick for touch, progress the ball downfield, and rely on your lineout. If your lineout's not working, then of course you're looking for either the scrums or the tap and goes on all those penalties. So right now, SAS a little bit sloppy play here, but they still have possession of the ball, still doing well, still securing the ruck, and the GIS counter-rucking their hands in the ruck, unfortunately. Ruck had already been formed, and he's got the hands in the ruck. So penalty, they're going to keep ball in hand this time. They're not going to opt for the line out. And again, just getting that rhythm, so important. And now that the many of the subs are on for SAS, those guys are going to get a fair bit of confidence going into that final game. So holding on is the penalty. Good job by GIS putting pressure on the ball carrier there. They were there to jackal the ball before SAS could secure it. And here we go. GIS is going to kick for touch. And is that going to be short of the line? Yes, it will, but he kicks it forward. That's not a knock-on. You're allowed to play it forward with your foot. You just cannot play it with your hands or upper body. And get forced out of bounds. Just showing great sportsmanship there. Four of them. It took four of them to tackle him onto the track, but all four of them, again, they picked him up and knew that there was nothing malicious in driving him out of bounds onto the track there. So it is... Apparently it's a penalty now. And they kick for touch. It's going to be SAS line out. Yeah, not really sure what that penalty was, but I assume the ref knows. So SAS with the line out deep in GIS territory. If GIS can either contest for this one and then kick it downfield, they may be able to relieve some of the pressure. If not, they're going to have to get their defensive line set. So there it is, a messy little line out, but SAS still get it, and they're going to switch back in, try to find the gaps in the defense. But a good one-up tackle there. And they got to fan out and mark up man-to-man as SAS get it, trying to bust through, and again, there it is. Number 3. That was Charles for his second try of the game. And again, yes, he was out all day yesterday. He was limping and on crutches for much of it, but he must be happy that he can get back into playing because I know he loves this sport. It is his last IASAS rugby. He is a senior. And you can see him limping off a little bit here, so maybe they just had to test him today. Maybe they had to test him in this game and to see if he would be ready for the final against TAS, because they know they're going to need some quality against this well-trained, well-skilled, and speedy TAS team. So Charles takes a rest And hopefully he'll be ready to go this afternoon for the gold medal match. Great kick there. That's going to be contested well and knocked on, unfortunately. Wasn't able to knock it back, but those kicks have been really, really effective for SAS. They put pressure on the receiving player from GIS, and if GIS have any hesitation whatsoever in getting that, SAS will take advantage of it, as they keep doing with those nice high kicks just over that 10-meter line. So it's going to be GIS's put in at the scrum just inside their 10-meter line. I don't suppose he's going to go blindside on this one because he's not going to have the support. So they're going to get ball in hand. He is going to go blindside, and again, he's got to make sure he's got the support there, and he's done that, so that's good. They got to keep ball in hand over to Hugo. Hugo, nice pass out there. Great pass there from one of the props. And darting through, still trying to, there it is, Hugo again. Hugo missed yesterday, and I know he is very keen to play today. He's been actually all over the field, and they're going to kick, making it a little bit difficult for Jude to get, but pretty easy now. He's going to kick it nice and high, deep in. If he kicks it out to touch, which, it lands in, and it should go all the way. Oh, that's a great little kick there. It's not going to find the dead ball line. Just have to play it out. And I think they're going to have to kick from here as well, just to alleviate some of the pressure. Dropped it back. Oh, left-footed kick. Very difficult to make, but it's still... it's going to be a 5-meter scrum for SAS. I'm not sure if the receiver, the person who got that ball, was in front of the kicker. Likely so, because he was near the back of the try zone. So it's very difficult to get behind the kicker, especially when there's not much room behind you. So that looks like that was the call. It's going to be the SAS scrum at the 5-meter line. And right at the middle of the field. So this is a really difficult one to defend, because you do have two players on each side. You get even amount of space on both sides of the field. A lot of space to cover for only two defenders. And we'll see if SAS decide to go right or left or straight down the middle. I'm sure they've got a set play on this. Great scrum there by GIS, alleviating the pressure. They should be able to kick it out, which they do. All right. Great job there by just winning that scrum. Often difficult to do, especially under so much pressure deep in their zone. But being able to kick it out there at least alleviate some of it. It's going to be SAS line out. But they avoided any kind of offensive attack by SAS by just stealing that scrum. Well done, GIS. All right, nice little switch over to Hamish. Again, ball in two hands, frees the defender, but the defender did commit on the tackler, so he offloads it to number 13, and they're going to hold him up. They're going to try to at least, or try to rip the ball away, but they don't. SAS still get it. Quick ball in hand. They're going to get close to the line, and they're going to score, and that's going to be another try. That's for Meyer, his second of the day. And that puts the score at 53-0. It just has had a difficult time at this tournament. They have a young team, which is partly it, a very inexperienced team, and he just misses that conversion kick. Well struck, though, but just has had a difficult time. They've only gotten on the board once to be able to score one try so far in round-robin play, but most of the games have been dozens of points against them. But again, they're a young team. They've only got 3 seniors this year. They've got lots of 10th graders and juniors that are going to be coming back, and they're going to use this tournament as valuable experience to fuel them for next year. And so sometimes you do have to take those rebuilding years, which it seems to be for GIS, and it does take some time. Good take there by Gis. Good tackle by SAS, but securing the ruck is Gis resetting back. And they're going to drive it through as best they can. Nice little offload. And they might kick again. Yes, good. Again, using that kicking game to gain some meters, alleviate pressure, and again, SAS is going to kick it back. These guys are all offside, so they shouldn't be able to chase that. But he does find ground. He does find the touch line, and so that's going to be Gis line out inside their own 22. So SAS happy to keep the ball in Gis territory, not letting them get past half, and just kicking it out to touch. That should not be their lineup. They All right, so somehow it is SAS lineout. Maybe a penalty was called. I'm not really sure. It didn't make sense to me. But again, I'm just the commentator. I'll leave the calls of the field left to the officials. And nice ball out there again. So another try close to the post should make an easy conversion. Attempt getting the ball, getting the score up to 58-0 now. So he was a little bit left, and now he was just a little bit right on that conversion attempt. But the score remains 58-0 in favor of SAS. And if you're just joining us, SAS is the home team wearing the white and red hooped jerseys. And again, that was Meyer's third try of the game. Just in the royal blue, not rolling away. He's got his hands up and making no attempt to roll away from there, so causing the play to slow down. It's going to be so he's kicking across field now. Not a great kick, as it didn't go that far behind the defensive line, and there was nobody really running onto it, which means if just don't get that ball back, they're kind of lacking coverage on that one side, as you saw, because SAS was able to run about 35 meters and put great pressure on Gis again. So that's going to be a straight-on penalty for Gis. A quick tap there. That's going to go under the post, going to quick tap and find the gap. So again, those cross-field kicks, especially from that position, you really have to hit those deep to get it past the defender, having the defender turn their back on the play, essentially, just to chase that ball back. But unfortunately, that kick was a little bit short, a little bit too shallow, and SAS was able to field that well, run it back 35 meters, and eventually convert with a try. 63-0 in favor of SAS. SAS, again, will be playing in the finals this afternoon at 4:45 against the host team, TAS. TAS did play SAS yesterday and yesterday morning, and TAS were up early, quite early. It was 22-5, and then unfortunately, with less than 3 minutes left to go, they had two players sin-binned, and that allowed SAS to score another try. But 22-10 was the final in SAS and TAS round-robin game yesterday. But they'll see each other again this afternoon. And Gis will see ISKL this afternoon in the 5-6 game. Nice pass there by Jude, number 9. Another good ball in hand, and here comes number 8 charging down the field for another try. And that was Ethan, one of the captains, a senior, scoring for SAS. That's his first try of the game. And SAS will be happy just to kind of slow things down. Finish with a nice kickoff here. And hopefully run out the clock, preserve the legs, and get ready for that final at 4:45 against TAS. That should be a cracker of a game, I'll tell you. Both teams will be up for it. The home crowd will be obviously supporting TAS, and I'm not sure what the other teams of the schools will be supporting, but it's always easy to support the home hosts, and that is going to be a high tackle against SAS. That's going to be a penalty for GIS. Now GIS, they're probably going to kick for touch, aim for a line out, and nice kick there. They got to pay attention though. If they're not paying attention, people are likely to suffer some consequences possibly should they make contact with that ball. So no time left on the clock right now. Time has expired, so after this line out, the next stoppage of play that is not a penalty will draw this game to a close. Nice right down there. Unfortunately knocked on by GIS, and SAS get it. Driving through, that is Ethan, one of the captains from SAS, a senior. Oh, and a good effort there. It's a little penalty against Hugo from GIS. And Jude, the scrum half. Nice little pass there up above. And again, Ethan takes that. Good attempt at the tackle, though. Good attempt at the tackle. Good technique. Nice and low. Unfortunately, not able to offset the energy created by that forward run by Ethan, number 8. So his second try of the game, and that should bring it to 73-0 unless they convert this, which will make it 75-0. And he just misses shy left. They're going to want to get those kicks on for this afternoon because it will be a big battle for SAS coming up at 4:45 against TAS. And speaking of which, TAS is up to play against ISKL in their final round robin match. ISKL, again, their fates have already been determined going into this afternoon. ISKL will meet GIS in the 5-6 game. TAS will play SAS in the finals at 4:45. But the last round robin match of the boys rugby is up next. TAS, your hosts, against ISKL. Robin match of these Rugby IASAS Championships 2026 here at the Taipei American School. We have the home team in gold, and they are going to be home on the scoreboard. That is TAS, our host school, against the blue with gold striped guests. That is the ISKL. For this afternoon have already been set. So right now, this game, although it doesn't have it won't make any change in what's happening this afternoon. It still is an important game for each of these teams. They still want to get out there to a good start, get their rhythm. Day 3 of IASAS Rugby is always difficult. The bumps and bruises and the stiffness is going to be setting in, but ISKL is going to be playing in the 5-6 game this afternoon against GIS, and TAS will be playing in the finals against SAS, the third time in 4 years, each with 1 win apiece in the last 2 meetings. So we'll see what happens here in the finals, but until then, we've got a great matchup set up for you. It's going to be TAS in gold against ISKL in blue. So TAS has had quite a varied attack. They can they use the feet well, they can kick well, they can pass well, they get the ball out quickly, they've got some speed. They don't have a lot of size, but man, do they ever play well together. ISKL, very similar. They've got some big bodies to grind it up the middle and to just break that defensive line, but they've also got some speed. Soya in the back. He is the blonde-haired number 10, very good with the foot, very clever, very good at tackling, and so he plays back there. And so it should be a very, very good match. Both teams well-trained, well-coached, and great sportsmen. And a nice short kick, and there's Daly recovering the kick. A nice move going through the middle. Excellent job. Good kick there by Patrick, and a recovery. So a nice little chip kick there. We haven't seen that yet, but a nice little clever kick. Passing it over there, just out of reach, but they're just trying to get, it still went backwards. They're still going to try to secure that ball really well there and jumped over. That should be a penalty, but I guess he's not calling that. The ruck was formed, but somehow he got out of it, and that's going to be a knock on. So it's going to be a ISKL scrum, and again, in these scrum situations deep in their own territory, they might opt to kick it behind the defensive line and get the ball downfield just to alleviate some of the pressure. They may also want, if they feel confident enough in their ball handling skills, they may just want to get the ball in the hands and use their speed on the outside. We'll see what ISKL does here, but TAS does have a fair bit of speed there, so putting ball in hand might be a little bit more risky to do so. And they get the ball out, and yes, they will kick it. All right, so they're going to alleviate some of the pressure, and the ball's going to bounce favorably for ISKL, and again, they're going to get it here. So that's where that kicking game can be really, really effective. So they have now gained possession again. They were behind their own 5-meter line, and now they are past the 10-meter line from TAS. ISKL switching play here over to some of the big bodies there, crunching down there. That is Martin making a good way there. And over 50. They had some numbers here on the left-hand side. Soya doing great, breaking one tackle, getting dragged down, but gaining some valuable meters, putting TAS on the back foot. And the ball gets out to number 26. And as they break through, that was Adam getting past the gain line, but unfortunately it was a penalty to TAS, and I think they're going to go for touch here. So the captain, Ian, signals for touch. They're going to play the line out. They have been favoring the tap and go. They have felt very comfortable with ball in hand, this TAS team, but I think they're going to opt to kick it out to touch and try a line out. So they get the line out about half field here. TAS with their lineouts. They haven't had many lineouts, actually. They've opted for the tap and go. They feel very comfortable with ball in hand But I think their line out is also quite good. Quick line out there, excellent. Before ISKL can even set out or set up, and there's Sash with the ball over to Sephiroth. Sephiroth speed, and so they've already get past the gain line there, and now they're going to reset. You'll see that tactic where they send it to one side, then the other, kind of like those old typewriters where it keeps going right and left, and that is Hound. That is a great run there, and that's the captain and senior, Caden. They can't do that. That ball's in the ruck, and there you go, penalty against TAS. A little quick tack there by Daly, the sophomore, number 20. He's going to run across, little goose step, straight arm, and unfortunately gets taken down by ISKL. Good defense there. They have to maintain their structure here, TAS, and get the ball out there as best they can. They got some speed there. Here's Derek running. He's tough to take down. He's got some energy, and there he goes. That energy carries through. Derek opens the score. Another sophomore. So TAS with 4 sophomores and 2 freshmen on this team, 3 juniors. So half their team are underclassmen. We're almost are not seniors, not graduating. So a lot of them will be coming back, but they will be losing a few this year as their seniors. But a good job there. Keeping the ball in hand, using that speed. So again, they have the kicking game, they've got the running game, and the conditions are favorable. Hasn't started raining yet, but it is threatening rain. And a kick pulled to the right a little bit. Unconverted attempt there by Daly. But Derek with a nice try there, a good team try again. And it is 5-0 in favor of the home side at TAS against ISKL. And again, if you're just joining us, TAS will be playing in the finals against SAS this afternoon, and ISKL will be playing GIS in the 5-6 game this afternoon. Great tackle, one-up-one tackle. It's so important to make those one-up-one or one-on-one tackles. If you need 3 or 4 guys to take down one of their players, it draws in your defense and it exposes you on the wings. And good play there by ISKL. Securing that ruck and causing a TAS to be an undisciplined penalty. And there's a Daly trying to recover that ball, playing it forward. He gets it using his feet. He does play soccer, so but he did push the player over. That's going to be a penalty against TAS. So some undisciplined play here. They are a little bit excited here. They get the home crowd behind them. They know they had the finals this afternoon, but they still want to make sure they put in a good result here. They've got coverage on both wings here. They got 2 players in case Soya decides to go for touch, which he will. Yesterday's game, he missed touch a few times on his kicks. Let's hope he can do better here. And much better kick there by Soya from ISKL. So ISKL will find touch. It'll be a line out just inside the 10-meter line of their own side. So subs are coming in for TAS, getting some fresh legs in here. And again, this is going to be an interesting tactic for TAS. What do they do with their subs, and when do they get them in? They still want to come away with a win here if they possibly can to keep that energy, and they want to go 5-0. They're the only undefeated team here at this tournament. They're playing advantage there. Ian, also known as Beignet, he's going to charge through. So that's a good play for advantage, and a good use of the advantage by TAS. It was a knock-on off that line. It was a knock-on by ISKL, and TAS recovered it. Advantage was given, and they put it to good use. Anytime that they don't use it, the ref will call it back. They have said they were going to be calling very quick advantages. So if you don't use it, you lose it. And there's a converted kick there. Well done. That'll make the score 12-0 in favor of TAS. Again, TAS going into this game 4-0. They're the only undefeated team here at this tournament. They put away SAS yesterday. Yesterday was a tough day for them, playing 2 top teams. They put away SAS 22-10 and defeated ISB 29-5 pretty handily. But in 2 very, very tough games, the scoreline did not illustrate how close those 2 teams were. But now fielded well by Caden, the captain, the senior, and over to Sasha, the sophomore, as he pounds through, offloads again, and a forward pass there by Caden. It's going to be called back. But good attempt there. Really doing a good job trying to keep the ball moving, trying to keep the ball in hand. But unfortunately, a forward pass will lead to a ISKL scrum. Now, I would have to say that the pack weight for the ISKL scrum definitely is in favor of them. They've got some big bodies there, some strong players in there. And TAS, not very big, but they are speedy. They are very knowledgeable in the game of rugby, and that seems to be the difference in a lot of these games that we see, or we have seen at least in these games. So the put in by ISKL, and they win it. They're going to get it back here over to Soya. Soya with a cross. You got a cut pattern there. Tries to break through. And Daly, a little high tackle again. Some undisciplined play. They got to get lower on that because they're just going to concede more and more meters. High tackle above the shoulders. He's got to get low. And they only need to be back 10 meters. And again, they're going to need some coverage. TAS got some coverage on the left hand side. We got Sephiroth back covering that line. And Soya is going to try to get touch, and he finds touch again. So 2 for 2 in just trying to find touch. Yesterday, he did struggle against SAS, and it did give SAS the advantage yesterday. But his kicks have been very good so far. Line out to ISKL. Last time they had a line out, they knocked it on. Unfortunately, weren't able to use it successfully, but hopefully they'll be able to do something with it now. Break into TAS territory, which may be only the second time this half. That's fair. Deems it fair down the channel. And ISKL get it. They regain it. And now slightly offside there, I think. But the ref is not going to call that. Again, the offside line is going to be the hindmost foot, the backmost foot of the defending players at the ruck. If you don't form a ruck, then it's going to be where the opposition player is. Great tackle there again. And ISKL doing a good job securing that ruck. Good ball in hand. Good pressure there on by TAS, not allowing clean ball out. And they've got that ball back again. Jackling. Penalty. I don't know. Maybe hands on the deck. They have to be able to support their weight. Apparently that was the call. He's telling him now. And Henry from TAS nods his head in acknowledgement that he made an infraction. He broke one of the laws of rugby. Again, a nice, good kick there out to touch from ISKL. So Soya has found his legs again and found his good footing to make those good kicks, progressing the ball down the field. So by no means is this over. ISKL has been in this position before. They are a well-trained, well-coached team. They have a long-standing pedigree and long-standing reputation of good rugby. They've won many IASAS championships, and so they know what to do in these situations. Don't count them out. With only 4 minutes left in this first half, they still know how to play. They still have a lot of fight in them, and even though they're playing for 5 and 6 this afternoon, they still want to put in a good game here. There's lots to be learned. There's lots to be done, and a good play there by TAS, making sure that they don't progress the ball. But good work there by ISKL. Tough tackles, strong tackles, and ISKL again right there preventing any kind of jackling attempt by TAS to get that ball back. And again, they got to roll away, trying to joggle for the ball. ISKL working well, building their phases here. They're probably on their 5th or 6th phase, and he breaks through. Another great play, great tackle. And ISKL is keeping that momentum, finding that rhythm in their passing, and they're just getting meters upon meters, just time and time again, building their phases. They're probably on phase but 8 right now. And see if he can offload. He's there to secure it. Well done. All right, that's like 8th or 9th. Off to Soya. They got one-on-one here, but Ian's very good at the one-on-one tackles. Breaks through the line, takes him down. And again, they are probably on their 10th phase, but still can't find a way to penetrate. But can they get through? Almost. ISKL knocking on the doorstep, but TAS have got the ball. It's going to be a knock-on, unfortunately. So after about 10 phases, some really, really good play here by ISKL, building that momentum, building those, getting those valuable meters past the gain line. Really, really important stuff, but they must have just knocked that on after 10 phases. And again, in this level of play, the more phases you have, the more risk you have at eventually turning it over. And so as a defensive team, your tactic needs to be, get that team to have to force to earn that ball over and over and over again, make those tackles so that eventually they can hopefully turn it over, which TAS has done. Now, TAS is likely going to kick for touch here. They're deep in their end. I don't think they're going to want to keep the ball in hand. ISKL very good at making their tackles, and that is going to be a penalty against ISKL. So a quick tap. Unfortunate, some undisciplined play by ISKL is going to lead to a nice run out there by TAS, taking it up to midfield, offloading. If they just get it down there, set it, they're going to offload again. They just have to reset, secure that ruck, and get the ball out wide. ISKL, nice ball out there, maybe kick behind, but they've got some numbers on the outside. A good fend there by Caden. He's a strong boy, and he's quick. And he's got one more guy to beat, and he's going to beat him. Look at that, fantastic work. We saw that against SAS yesterday. He takes it in his own hands sometimes, and sometimes you just feel it. You just get that feeling that he can break those tackles. He's got confidence in himself. He is a very, very strong and fast lad. That's why he's one of the captains. He's a great leader on and off the field, and of course, he led by example there. They were able to get a quick ball out. Patrick converts on the conversion, making it 17-0 in favor of TAS. But again, that actually all started. Right there at the scrum. ISKL, unfortunately, some undisciplined play. And that led to TAS being able to charge it upfield. Had they just stayed composed and didn't concede a penalty there, TAS would have had to kick, and ISKL could have had possession. So one small error has led to 7 points there, but nothing but a learning experience for these boys. Now, I am joined here by a couple ISM players who played earlier this morning. They're going to be playing ISB in the bronze medal match. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Matteo Marzuki and Seijun Shim.
Number 8 from ISM.
Number 20. This is a nice match for both teams. I don't feel like it's really crucial for anyone getting points here. I feel like the finals are still set. The sixth place game is set, but this is just a nice way for both teams to get ready, get fired up, get the bodies moving for the last place game.
Absolutely. Now, as a player, from a player's perspective, I can only sit up here as a former coach and a commentator, but out there on the field, what are the conditions like? What's the atmosphere like for you guys playing? What's this tournament been like for you guys?
Honestly, from my opinion and my perspective, I love it. It's like the atmosphere is amazing, especially playing home team like TAS. Everyone is cheering. There's a huge crowd. It's absolutely, you're in the zone. You feel everything. The blood is rushing. Seijun, how do you feel?
Yeah, for me it was my first IASAS, so it was really special, and to see all the supporters and my friends and family watching from home, it's really motivating. So yeah.
That's good. I noticed that, and I've seen you guys play for 12 years now already, and I know that your first day was obviously not your best performances. I know you guys came off a little bit slow. We saw you guys in pre-eyes, but yesterday you came off on fire, winning that first game, and again today against ISB, really, really playing well. How important is it for you guys to get that mental game going so that you guys are ready to go for this ISB game and that bronze medal this afternoon?
I feel, yeah, it all starts in the warm-up. The warm-up sets the pace for the game. Oh, nice run. The warm-up sets everything. It's all about mentality. First day we weren't there yet. We didn't feel it. We weren't in the zone. We didn't play that well. We lost 2 games. Yesterday we came and we were on fire. We just came and we wanted to win. Again today when we played ISB, we wanted to win. The mentality is everything. Nice try by Brendan.
An excellent job there. They're going to finish the half 19, actually no, more than that. They're going to finish at about 24. If they can convert this, it's going to be 26-0 in favor of TAS, who are undefeated going into this match, only undefeated team so far. I also noticed with you guys, Harvey has played an instrumental role in that back line. I know he's only a sophomore, which is pretty incredible. Yesterday was his birthday. He played great. Did that have anything to do with it? Because I know that he definitely played better. Did he get a boost? You had Coach Pierce also a birthday yesterday. What did it mean for him and for your coach to get that win yesterday and today?
It was a really fundamental win because we came in the tournament, we lost both our first games, and we were like really down. And then the fact that it was their birthdays and the fact that like everyone was in there, everyone was hyped, everyone was cheering. It was 2 birthdays for both a player and a coach. We all went there and we were like, we want to give them a gift. We want to go. We want to give them a win to start off the day, to start off the birthday. I think it was honestly, I think it really helped. It really motivated us. It really boosted us.
Wonderful. We have, even though despite the 2 losses in the first day, you guys have gone 3-0 right now. You guys have had 3 wins in a row. 1 more left to go. How do you guys feel about this game against ISB?
I feel like the first game we played versus them today was a really big like set. It was a really big kind of pacemaker for us because we came and we put the game on. We brought the game to them. And I feel like that was a good way for us to set our pace. They're a good team, of course, and they had such close games against these 2 teams, like versus SAS, really, really close game. And I know they're really bummed out right now that they haven't been performing as good as they could be. And I know for us, it's about getting our mentality on, keeping our heads up, putting in all the pressure we can. It's our last game of the season, putting in everything, our bodies on the line, everything on the line. And for them, I think it's about keeping their heads up and playing their game.
Yeah, and I think we noticed that yesterday when they did lose that second match yesterday against TAS. That was the pivotal match for them. Had they won that, they would have given them a chance to play for the gold medal. They are the defending champions, and I know that you always come out here wanting to play for gold. And they did have a gold medal team. They did have a really, really good team to play there. And I know it'd be tough for them to maybe play for bronze, but hopefully they can get up for it because I know that first game you guys were in the driver's seat for most of it. Your pressure on the breakdowns, the way you guys contested for every single ruck really slow down their play, which they do. They like to get quick ball out, get it out to James, and open up that back line. And I think that if you guys can continue to put that pressure on those rucks, slow it down, it'll really make a really interesting match this afternoon. But I know they will be up for it. Even though they're not playing for gold, they're going to put their best foot forward and try to get that bronze medal. But it should be an exciting game this afternoon. We're definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, we have to play ice. We don't have to play ISB ball. We play Manila ball. We bring it to. We play our game of rugby. We don't play their game of rugby.
Absolutely, and and that's the thing with the ISAS tournament. I noticed, as a coach, I coach soccer and track and field. That first day is so important, 100%. And you guys are traveling here, so it's easier for the home team. We're the boys are sleeping in their houses, in their own beds. You guys travel. It's always difficult for the traveling teams, but getting off to a good start, super important. But again, this is a game of attrition. Anything can happen. It's 6 games over 3 days. You guys are bashed and bruised and battered and scratched up and turf burns and stuff. But again, once that adrenaline gets flowing, you guys kind of lose all that sense of pain, and you just kind of get right into it, which is great. And so, I've also loved the sportsmanship that you guys have showed from ISM has been great. Even after some tough challenges, you'll pick the guy up and make sure the guy's not hurt and everything. But nothing malicious. Great sportsmanship across the board. So, good luck to you guys. As we go into this first half, we have TAS in the lead, 26-0 against ISKL, and again. This is relatively inconsequential in terms of where they place after this. ISKL is going to be playing just in the 5-6 game, and TAS has already secured their spot into the finals against SAS. The bronze medal match between ISM and ISB has already been set despite this morning's games. We've got about less than 1 minute left before we kick off again, and after this, we've got ISKL facing SAS in the Touch Girls. This is going to be the last and final round-robin game for girls. So ISKL against SAS, followed by TAS and ISB, and that is a pivotal game for both teams. For Touch Rugby girls, ISB and TAS, whoever wins that game will make it into the finals. Whoever doesn't win will make it into the bronze medal match. And so, huge game, second game up, and that's going to be at 11:30 this morning. And then finalizing or finishing the last round around robin will be just against ISM. But right now we are going to get back to the action here. ISKL kicks off to TAS, who is in lead by 26-0.
Nice kick all the way to the back, but to Daly with the catch. Running it in hard.
Big run, steps one. Ooh.
Was looking for the offload. Oh, stolen from the ruck.
Yeah, knock that one on, and the ref is going to play advantage. So TAS did make a good job there. Daly receives it off the kickoff, makes a couple jukes, gets past the gain line, gets past the defenders, but unfortunately doesn't secure the ball in the contact, knocks it on. Ref plays advantage, and then, of course, they're playing the TAS knock-on. It's going to be an ISKL scrum. Now, ISKL, Caden, number 10 from TAS, he does have to make sure that he wheels around the back of the scrum to close off that blindside opportunity for ISKL. Otherwise, that whole blindside is going to be open. And so it's really going to depend on what that defending scrum half does if he wheels around to block off that.
Oh,
and he does.
TAS
So
dominate the scrum.
Beautiful scrum. Caden, oh. It's all right. They pick up, they play on. TAS is really
that
good.
is Sasha with a good run here. Strong run. And a good securing the ruck there by Ian. Quick ball out there to Emmett. Very strong run there by our forwards, and it goes secured there by Derek.
Nice.
Quick ball out again. They got some speed out there.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Good strong run there. Offloaded to Patrick. Very strong player as well. And they're going to try to hold him up, but they don't. They bring it to ground. They secure the ruck, and now they're going to switch to the other side. Derek already has one try today. Good strong run there. Emmett securing the ruck. They're going to shift over to the right. ISKL is going to have to do a good job spreading out because they've got numbers. TS like to use quick ball. And again, another great try under the post for Ian Beignet.
What I love about TAS is they go and they secure every ruck. They don't leave anything up. Second they hit, second they get tackled, they secure it and they keep the ball. They don't like to lose it. Immediately over there when they had a knock on, they didn't want to leave it to chance. They stole the ball from Ethan. Beautiful steal. Brought it up to a scrum where they feel like they have the advantage and they destroyed them. Beautiful scrum too. They stole the ball when it wasn't theirs and nice passes out, getting the ball out wide. Very crucial.
TAS has been having a great second half, coming out, scoring early and putting points up. Very proud of this TAS team. I believe they can do well in this whole tournament and take it all the way.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. That was Ian Beignet Van. That is his 10th try of this tournament, second of the day. He leads this team in tries scored. But you can see the advantage. It is to hold the ball in two hands as you go into contact because the defender doesn't know if you're going to pass it or hold it. And he faked that pass, created a gap, and got through to the try zone. So now it is going to be TAS scrum at the 5-meter line with a knock-on from ISKL. So again, they are split 1 and 3. So 1 on the left, 3 on the right. Plenty of speed TAS has right now. We'll see what happens and how they take advantage of that. With the put-in on the left-hand side, Caden may want to create a 2-on-1 on the left against the ISKL winger. Depends on where that scrum half is. So depending on where the ISKL scrum half, if he wheels around the other side, they may opt to go to the left-hand side. They're going to try to create an odd man run here, a 4-on-3 or a 3-on-2, or a 2-on-1 rather.
Very impressive from ISKL. Although they have 33 points on them, they still play the game. They still put their heads up. They still try regardless. And they have some nice fans over here with their drums and their... I don't know what to say. It's like the mental things.
Oh, great tackle from ISKL.
Yeah. Trying to keep the ball alive. Just keep offloading it, passing it out wide. One more pass, and it's a try. Nice job. Beautiful try. Beautiful.
And that try scored by Sephiroth. That's his third one of the tournament. But again, That's where TAS really is strong. Their ability to switch fields with ball in hand and get that ball across, not only is their movement really, really quick, but the ball movement is even faster. So they get the guys getting into position from one side to the other. It's really difficult for the defense to defend. And when you give some of these speedy backs space and time and a one-on-one, they will win it more often than not.
They have such beautiful chemistry in TAS, honestly. They keep the ball alive. They can trust each one of their teammates that if they give them the ball, they can make the right decision, and they always do. It's very nice to see a team work so tightly together.
The one thing that TS has, especially last year at ISB, they didn't really play to their full potential. There's a little bit too many players playing, hero ball. They get the ball, tuck it under their elbows or under their shoulders, and then they just run with it. This team here, very, very selfless. They would rather have anybody score on the team rather than just getting the accolades themselves. And so really selfish play here, and you can see that with the ball movement, even there, Hound grabbing the ball, getting that pass, and just drawing that defender in, drawn pass so that Sephiroth could be the score. Good kick there by Soya. It's okay. His head is down. I think he wanted the ball a little bit more upfield, but he was able to relieve some of the pressure, getting the ball just inside their 10-meter line. But Soya would have liked a further kick there, but it's still good enough to alleviate some of the pressure.
TAS attempted the fast ball off the line out, but because of the substitutions, they had to slow it down, and the ref forced that. But a fast ball might have been a very nice way to score an extra try on them, as they were so much more assembled than the opponents.
So this will be interesting to see what happens here with TAS, because I know they're going to be playing in the final. They still have several of their starters in. They've got Daly, who's their starting fly half, Sasha as well, and their Kane. But and it's tough to find Iñaki. Look at that pass back again, unbelievable. Look at that unselfish play, really. Like, they want to create stuff for each other. They are a passing team. And yes, they'd love to score tries, but I think they really want to make that perfect pass that leads to the try. They seem to really value that and relish those opportunities.
They're so selfless with the ball. They always pass it rather than scoring it themselves. Even this, small opportunity, they rather secure the try without getting anyone injured, passing it to the open area. They always, it's the chemistry. It's beautiful.
That was an amazing display of speed by that TAS player.
Yeah, that was Iñaki, the freshman.
Ooh, and bright future ahead for him.
Yeah, he's a three-sport athlete, much like several of the athletes, actually. I know Daly plays soccer, rugby, and track and field. Iñaki does the same thing, and as a freshman, he was on the varsity team this year. So Iñaki, with speed to burn, he's very difficult to take down, very elusive, but also he's really developed into a well-rounded player.
Oh, nice pressure off that kickoff, forcing the player to either take the ball and receive the contact or go down with it, and just putting that pressure creates fear, and he knocked on the ball.
Now, you guys have obviously been in that position as forwards. You guys are always on that front line, right near the 10-meter line. ISB and ISAS very good at those high kicks and allows them time to contest for it. When you are receiving those kickoffs, what's going through your mind?
Honestly, because in this game of rugby, what can happen is if you don't look at the player, but you look straight at the ball, you can hit them straight midair, and those are completely legal. But if you also have the fear that if you go down, they can tackle you while you're in the air, which is a yellow card, but it still happens in the game of rugby, of course. So when you're in the air, usually what I rather do is I rather take the ball down and help my team and go down and receive it. I rather go down to receive the ball, take the hits, and secure it for my team. Beautiful try by Daly. Beautiful try.
And again, more unselfish play there. So the ball gets swung out to the outside, gets into the hands of Sephiroth. And again, just that continuation. Sasha with a nice little ball fake there to freeze the defender, gets into contact, draws him in, offloads it to another player, and again, another offload to lead to a TAS try. And that is Daly's first try of the game, but also first try of the tournament. And he's going to see if he can convert from this difficult position and a little bit to the left. But again, difficult kick from there. Score now is 43-0 in favor of TAS. They've got a clear path over to the finals, and now the subs are going to be coming in. So Daly's going to be going off. He's their starting fly half. A lot of their starters are coming off in lieu of the subs
They're just trying to get everyone some game time, trying to get everybody fired up and ready for this important last game. But
That's right, and just to rest some legs as well. It's going to be a big battle against SAS. SAS always knows how to bring it in the finals, but so does TAS. It should be an epic battle. Honestly, the bronze medal and gold medal match of this this tournament is going to be very well contested, but any team can win at this point in those games, and should be very, very exciting. Great run there by ISKL.
Nice
but unfortunately
steal.
knocking it forward. And there goes Patrick again, looking for that player. The pass wasn't great, but Jack Fowler, who did
Another try.
using his speed there.
Nice play by Patrick, stealing the ball, running in the space, looking for a teammate to pass it to, gets it out to the wing with a nice pass, just for straight to the try. That was a nice job by Patrick.
What it is really good to see too is that when you saw Patrick get that ball off the knock on there, immediately as he's looking at the defender, he's always looking for an option to pass to, and that's one thing these guys are always doing. They don't get locked into the goal line or the try line and thinking about how to score, but they're actually always looking for that passing option. So they're freezing that defender, and they're finding their teammates.
As our coach likes to say, rugby is a physical game of chess. It's all about strategy, all about strategy. So rather than, and it's such a team sport, you can't play by yourself. You have to play as a team. Oh, new strategy, trying to get it in with the grubber instead. But KL
Yeah, it
gets
worked in the kickoff in the first half. It worked for them, and good use of the kicking game here by ISKL, and that could be one way to get past this defensive line. But again, TAS do have a little bit of speed there, and they are very good at securing those rucks. So although you give up possession, you are creating defensive pressure, and you're hoping that TAS will give up the ball somehow. If you can maintain pressure on them, you can hopefully turn it over in their zone. That's what ISKL try to do. But unfortunately, a penalty conceded, and TAS is going to kick for touch and try to progress the ball down the field. Oh, they're going to go for a tap.
Oh,
So now, seeing that there's very few people back there, they're going to send the ball back and use the kicking game to gain some territory. And they're going to kick it back.
straight back to Brendan.
And now they got again. And again, nice little kick over the top. Brendan's going to chase. And they got some speed to chase there. Fortuitous bounce there for ISKL. They receive it.
Oh,
That was Ashwin receiving that one by getting tackled. And ISKL get it back. So yeah, after all the kicking, ISKL is back to where they were before. A good tackle there and good securing the ruck. TAS happy not to contest those rucks right now. And Jack goes back. Patrick is there to receive it. And out for touch. So that's going to be a TAS line out. Good kick there. Anytime a kick is done from inside your own 22-meter line, provided the ball wasn't passed to you from outside the 22-meter line, will mean that the ball can progress to where the ball went out to touch.
TAS has a really strong line out. Really, really strong line out. Good lifters, get it nice and high, secures the ball, passes straight out. It's a strong suit. Their set pieces in TAS are really, really good. And it's an advantage for them right now. What's the call?
I think it was an early lift, possibly. I'm not really sure. I didn't really hear the referee. And they win.
Nice.
Beautiful little line out there. Henry with a perfect perfect touch there. Again, looking for that speed. They got speed to burn. Sephiroth carrying it through, getting some valuable meters. And again, quick resetting by TAS. Offload there to Jack Fowler. And Jack Fowler, again, another offload or attempt at least.
Knock on.
ISKL reaching out, trying to get that ball, but unfortunately knocked it on. It's going to be a double knock on, but a TAS scrum. So again, being on the right side of the field, the scrum half, Brendan, he has an opportunity to see, to assess where the opposing scrum half lines up. If he wheels around the back of his own scrum, then they're going to have to send it out wide to the left. However, if the ISKL scrum half doesn't wheel around the back to cover the blind side, then Brendan does have a clear path to the try line. We'll see what the number 25 does for ISKL.
It looks like A nice scrum for Tass. Oh, called off by the ref. I think it's early pushing or not binding properly. This ref particularly, like when I was playing, he was always calling off the scrums. Always something about the binding or something. They're really particular on how you have to play the scrums and play them well. That's why you barely see any injuries coming out of these scrums.
So he tried to go blindside. Unfortunately, he tried to disguise that one by looking like he was going to pass out and then steal. But unfortunately, he got the ball caught up with the hindmost foot of one of the locks. It's going to be the ISKL scrum. And we'll see what happens here. So it's 48-0, a clear victory for TAS, and we'll see what ISKL do. Do they kick it out for touch, end the game, or do they try to get some level of a small victory and just in being able to score a last minute try? And the ball is out again. So TAS, well done with the scrum, stealing the scrum. Now, do they kick it out or do they go for another try? It looks like they're going to keep working on that passing game, which they do so well. Another player there, Patrick finds he's going to get on the score sheet now. And there it is. So that's Patrick with his first try of the game. He's converted a few so far, doing quite well. So that's going to be a clear victory for TAS, but again, somewhat inconsequential in terms of overall standings and overall points. However, I think it was good to get the subs in and just get that. You don't really want you don't want to change your style of play. You still want to play hard, but in any case, ISKL is going to be meeting GIS in the 5-6 game, and TAS against SAS in their game. Oh, and use the crossbar.
Nice
and if only it was a crossbar challenge, Sasha would win. But and that is it for us. We've got touch coming up very, very shortly, but I thank my two visiting commentators from ISM. They've got their bronze medal game against ISB this afternoon. It should be a doozy. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us. I'd like to give a small shout out back to my brother back at home, Noah Marzuki. Thank you very much for having us. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really good job.